If we have a listener out there, maybe we might have a single mom. Maybe we have a single dad. Maybe we have a family, a husband and wife listening to us right now, and they're saying, "But what do you mean by that? What do you mean by prepared?" Well, what does that mean? Like we have a house and we don't have much money. Maybe we have 10 grand in the bank. We just have this
Mhm.
car. And what does that mean? What are you talking about? Well, Jake,
Great.
what would you say to them?
Yeah, great question. So basically, my rule is very simple. If you have children and you have assets, the number one thing you can get is a will. All right. If something happens to you, and it doesn't have to be someone passing away, it might be in the case of some sort of disability, some sort of accident where you couldn't speak for yourself, you couldn't act for yourself. So there's a couple of different things. It's a will, right? Which you can prepare yourselves. There's online templates now available. You don't have to spend lots of money and go to a lawyer. But if you have a lot more assets, if you have a bigger portfolio, etc., then yeah, I would recommend you do go to a lawyer and get it set up. But a will is number one. All right. I think that every parent who has any asset whatsoever should have a will. Otherwise, if something happens to you, the government will take a much bigger share than they should. All right. That's why it's worth it right away to do it. And then a couple of the little subsets of a will. These are a little more detailed, but things called power of attorney. All right. There's two specific powers of attorney that if you go to a lawyer, it's the same lawyer that will help you prepare it. One is a financial power of attorney. If something happens, let's say you end up in a hospital bed and you can't talk and you need someone to act on your behalf, financial matters, that's the person who you name as your financial power of attorney. A lot of times it is a spouse or it might be a sibling, etc. And then the other one is a health power of attorney. Okay. Because sometimes the same person might not know your financial wishes or your health wishes. You can name someone different. If you can just start with that, where you do have a will, it's been signed off, you've gone to the lawyer's office, it's prepared, it's filed, then there you go. At least now, in case something happens to you, to your spouse, you've got some sort of protection. And I think that's like the number one thing. There's other things later on, but I mean, like at the end of the day, in order to do your will, you kind of have to go through the process of getting yourself a little organized, your paperwork, everything. That's a big problem for a lot of people as well. They're just paperwork's everywhere.